Hi guys, it's Tanya from 4 Girls Jewelry. I want to share today how I create this frame for a crystal. I have some orders for crystal jewelry, and this I got from Michael's actually, because it is, you can see it's drilled. Um, and also I use the same frame for different stones, different lapis. This also drilled here. They all same concept. Each time you make any of them could be a little different. They all drilled. So you can play with your frame. I will just show you the main idea, how to construct that. And you can use any crystals or any shape elongated you have. Or you can go and create something with anything you want. They all have on the bottom this, so I will still hang something from that little piece here. They all have it, all of them, each single one. So let's pick up some wires. I used 24 gauge, I used 18 gauge and 16 gauge, any leftover wire, because the story about this pendant, I have the order for one, but I do construction. I have a construction in the house, and I left my dog downstairs, and weirdly enough he started chewing my wires. I was like, oh my god. So they were all like a bent. He have idea how to distress my wires. So now I use distressed, whatever stressed wires in my project, which I love, because when I put it's not noticeable, the cracks that he marks that he did, but I think it's even added to the wire wrapping. So we sort of wire knit this piece. I will show you a very easy way that Chestnut helped me, and we will create fantastic pieces today. So let's get started. So we will start by making something like that, a messy coil. I coil on my needle, so any coil size will work. And I coil it like a long one. I just cut in half, and this will be my pendant. From this piece, from the coil like that, I will have two. The important thing is make sure your tails are wrapped. So I just nicely tied it here and at the other end, so it will not be scratching any surfaces, because later you will be looking for those, you will be not able to find, but it could be issue. So you have this snake. When I do the snake, I also just squish it like that, you know, in any direction. You can squish it in one direction like this, like, see, like something like that. I just like it squish it messy way. So now we will make a base for our pendant. All of them need to be polished. It's just from a liver of sulfur and look like a mess, but I like that all of them is different and unique. Could be one of a kind pieces that you create. Okay, so we have the snake. So I will just pick any corner and just play with that snake. Go twist it underneath, and then go again. The thing is, we wanted to create something like a fabric. So there you go. We have like a piece like that. You can squish a little bit. And now we need a piece of 24 gauge. I have a long piece. I put it in a tube, like find the middle. And what I do is, so here's my middle. It doesn't have to be middle. I just like it to have in the middle so it's easy to wear rib. And you just stitch places where they meet. You stitch them together. You can anywhere. Sometimes it's hard to go through a little circle. Stitch here, just to make sure you make a little fabric from that mess. I think okay, almost there. Okay, add them together here. Let me see other part. If you have rubber mallet, it will be time when you use your block with a rubber mallet. Because of the construction, I don't want to go in my other place where I keep my tools. I will just use the regular hammer, but I would recommend, because it's 24 gauge, a rubber mallet. Hammer a little bit so your surface is flat. And now it's time to put your bead. Check where your drill hole is. Mine is right here. So I think I will just go a little bit lower. Somewhere here. And I will add my crystal. Okay, my crystal. It looks like it's a complicated project, guys. It's not. It's very simple. If you see step by step, you will create amazing, amazing, amazing jewelry. Okay, so we have here crystal attached. I like, because the top is drilled. Here is nothing drilled, but for visual effect, I like to add also a few lines on the bottom too. So it will be like fake stitches. Okay, so we have one. You can do 2 lines or 3 lines, 3 wraps around, depends. It's all creative process now. Okay, so we have 2. I will also stitch on the bottom. Just push it. Never be afraid. And the same with the other side. So go in one of the, because I wanted to stitch it a little bit higher, so I'll go around that. Oi. Okay, so we have a second set of decorative attachment. One, I like how the wires make noises. They're talking to themselves. Okay, and that one. Okay, we have 2 and 2. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we have to make a little bail. like the bail I make here. So what we do is we take thicker wire. I have to hammer, so I will hammer quietly here, and I will show you what I did. So I hammer only this part. And what I do is put it on my round nose plier and just make that. So it looks like right now like this. And I position my pliers like that, and you just press this part more. So it looks like this. So like a little P. Then the flat part, what we have on top of setting of this wire, I will curve. You can file it. I just show you guys, but that's when you do your jewelry. Make sure you file so it will be nicely done. And I just make it something like that. So it looks like this. All of my pendants have that. A little attachment here. Okay, so we have that. Now we're going back to our pendant, and you decide which way you want your bead to sit, where will be top or will be bottom. I think this will be bottom for me, this will be the top. So when you decide where top is, you go with your 24 gauge wire again up. Okay. Up. That's where your 24 gauge is, and I will just put it. Make sure it's you have some wires down there that will be. See, when I want to put it my bail, I will go right here. Not, you can't attach to just something like that because it's not a lot of stability, but if there is 3, 4 wires, 2 wires, 3 wires, that's good. So I pull my little piece through that, and all I have to do is holding and just push it this way. So the wire is like sticking like here. Okay. Okay, so we have that, and I wire wrap around with my 24 gauge a couple times here. And then you go in the fabric that you create and to the bail you just made a couple times. Now, because we will come back to this, it's not really stable, but we will come back to it. You just leave that wire up here. We will concentrate on this wire because that's what we want to make. I like when the textures meet, when you have 24 gauge, you have 16 gauge or wherever gauge you're working, the thicker one, and then you have a little bit of 18 gauge, or you know, you can decide what gauge you want for this piece. So, but I wanna, just for the idea, and sometimes when you see how other people make jewelry, you can create your own. That's how it works in our brain. We learn from each other. We have those mirror neurons in our brain. It's amazing. We can copy each other and create better stuff. So I like to curve this thick one. So I will curve a little bit here. Then maybe I will also make a more sharper end right there and go back with it was easier with the wires that I worked today before, because this morning, because the chest made for me amazing curves and stuff. He was like destroying my wires. Okay, so we have this, and if I decide that I want to go straight here, I will just make it sharp. And for the bottom one. So now what we do is, since we still have this floating, right? It's not completely secure. I will hammer here, here, and here. It's only visual. If you see it, I hammer here, here, and here. In each piece I did it. Sometimes I would hammer more. It just needs to be polished. If you guys polish it nicely, it's totally different piece. But I just need to spend time. I just don't have time right now. But you know, it will have a 3D effect. All the wire wrapping will show. Okay, so let me quickly hammer. Just hammer it quickly and back to the camera. So here we are with the hammered piece. You can also texturize if you want to. You can make a little lines here, you know. Okay, so we have here the one that, since we are in, basically I like to join these three connections since we are here, so we can actually attach the, you know what I mean, like I will attach here with the fabric and here with the fabric. So let's attach first here before we move to the next step. So I like to attach it 3 times, and sometimes you can go deeper in the thing, like you can find room. It's kind of messy work, but I like that messiness. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Then you can go around just the piece. I'm not attaching to the thick wire, I'm just going between the 24 gauge. Okay, and I think I want to bend it a little bit more here. The wire is so unforgivable, so you can do whatever you want. Okay, so here I just go through some 24 gauge, and my wire is now on top of that one frame here. The fun part is to make a second part. So here's any leftover wire. I never throw anything away. If you don't have leftover, you can just torch ends of your 18 gauge, and I like that they are all different sizes. That's what we wanted to do. We want to have different sizes. So here is like 4-inch, and then 3.5, and that one is like a little bit longer than 2. So the largest one, the longest one, you will put on top of that wire and just wire wrap here once, just attach. And what I do is I just go, I like to mimicking a little bit of that side, so go there, not necessarily that large like this side is. You just stick to something like that. Then here, oops, this, and when you're happy how it looks, you just go around. You can always later go through the stuff and make it how you want it to make. So this one is a little bit longer. Some of the pieces were exactly ending here, but if it's longer, it's okay. That's why I want to show you how I create, so there is no mistake. There is each piece will be unique and beautiful. So it's a little bit longer. You could make it like a wider turn here, so that will be using the wire, but if not, we can always go back down and just make it sits like this. See a bubble? I hope you can see. Yeah. So you can just put it on top here. So it's one. Then we take another one. I go into a little place here. Same story, just tight around, and you see how you wanted this to be. Like I like a little bit like that. If you like to go inside in the frame here, you can. Okay, like this, you know, go back and something like this. Then go back to the top and you just end it right here. You have one more and you can use it if it's somewhere there. Just make sure you go with the, just push it, go around, it will sit there. And I like how it's, since we have one here, it will be maybe cool to have the second one here too. Here. So it will be two little ending right there. We have one here. So now, because that's the top where we have this curved bail, right? Now it will be time to again nicely stitch together. Make sure you stitch from both sides. You go with 24 gauge on one side of the piece. Tie it, go back here. Just make sure that this bail sits nice. When you feel it's good. Now I want to show you how I go around this dot. I'll go twice, and that will add it a little texture too. And after I wrap that, I will go somewhere between the wires. Go down here because there is 24 gauge, so they will actually hide. Then I want to go back to the top because I want to secure that other bubble. So 1, 2, do you see it? Yeah. And then you can attach it to the frame. So you should just make sure that your decorative little attachments like this is secure. You can go, sometimes they go around like this, you know, here. I just like to add it stability to my piece. And I will go around this one too, and to the fabric inside again. And go to the top. Since we have a lot of 24 gauge, we can go several times back and forth. Here is my, so there's one wire, the second wire, with the second wire also. You can go through the little bead there. It's so hard to film here because it's a different setting for me, but I can still do it. Okay, so I think I will just go back with these wire back and forth and fill more gaps. You can also create more spirals around. There one was there was one piece. Do you see it? I would go around the whole piece with the 24 gauge and just squish it. You can see it right here. It was like around it, and I squish with the pliers. So you basically, after you create complete piece, I will put on my surface and just try to push every single things down, so your pendant will look flat when you wear it. It has to be flat. You know what I mean, right? It's easy to do with even with the pliers, with those, because it's a plastic and it will never damage it. The bottom one we cut, leave it like this, and hammer. I would hammer file with this and also make something like that, and then go and file hammer again, so it will be stable. And I will think what I want to use on the bottom here. So guys, that's the video for today. I thought it will be inspirational for you. You can make any shape. You can play and make it very long if you want it. You can make more this way, like you can push your 24 gauge and push it a little bit. You can make it completely round if you want to. You can make triangle from that. You can make anything you want. I feel like this, I didn't like this one much. That was my first I created. I didn't like it, but it's still I still want to show you what is possibilities with this. So I hope you really enjoy this, and you can make a lot of cute things. If you finish your piece and wanna, before you hammer it, you can also push the sides. You can also make it more sit closer to the piece, you know, like bend it close to the piece, make it your shape how you want it. Guys, I'm really excited to hear what you think about this. It's an easy project. I know everybody can do. It's sort of for the beginners. It's a wire wrapping. Looks very complicated if you look at the piece, but it's so easy to do. Thank you for watching. I will see you next Tuesday with something new. Thank you. Have a good one.